Jason, a huge complaint that we hear from our audience around vulnerability management is just the sheer complexity and the time it takes to pull off patching. They know they've got problems, they know they've got patches, but some of them just sit there for months and don't get dealt with because of the complexity of who's going to deal with it, when is it going to be dealt with. And as I understand, Automox, you've got a solution to deal with this very issue.
Absolutely. We've spent the last few years building a really thorough platform to deal with cross-platform patching. And so the idea is that you install a very small agent on Windows, Mac, Linux, workstations, servers, doesn't matter, and then it gives you a simple cloud dashboard, and we manage it all from our end as far as loading the patches into our system and being able to push it down, and it's all a point and click interface where you can see what is the patch state of my network, what am I missing, and then you can make informed decisions on how critical is this? Do I need to push this one immediately and do an emergency patch? Is this something that that needs to happen this week? Is it something that I can just do on my routine monthly basis, and then get a report on how you stand?
And just one person can manage all of this at one time, correct?
Absolutely.
And it doesn't require people physically going to machines and dealing with them. It can be all handled through sort of a command center.
That's right. Absolutely. I started out 20 years ago when, it used to be that you had to go around machine to machine. That was how I learned when I first started, was you'd get the CD in the mail and you'd go around to each machine. And then we started pushing things out via GPO and through policies and trying to do it that way, but it still required a lot of care and feeding, and it didn't work for third-party applications. And this works for all of it. And it just, it's part of one person's day. It's not a full-time job.
And just the way you describe it, I think just that alone is describing how you're dealing with complexity and, for that matter, reducing costs, just because it's only part of a day of one person. It's not multiple people. It's not taking days. You're also dealing with problems in a much rapider fashion. So it seems that's kind of the core of how you're dealing with complexity, and in conjunction with that, cost as well.
Absolutely. And then businesses can make the decision of, do they want to reinvest the expense that they had before in, do they want to reinvest that in other things that they need to buy other priorities for their businesses? Do they want to reinvest that time to work on other IT or security projects? We give them the power and the flexibility to be able to focus on what's important and not the mundane, but extremely necessary.
All right, excellent. Well, if you want to know more about how to hyper simplify your vulnerability management, check them out at Automox. You'll see it's right here below me, automox.com.